Have you ever noticed, when you're not in a hurry, traffic flows, but there's a moment you need to get somewhere, and it's like the whole city conspires against you, turning all the lights red. Sometimes you get caught in such a sequence that you say, this is no longer a coincidence, but is it really so, or is it just a trick your brain is playing on you? Our brain, especially the anterior cingulate cortex and amygdala, work together to perceive unexpected obstacles. But the main issue is this: the brain perceives events not as they are, but by filtering them according to their emotional significance. So, when you're not in a hurry, a red light is an ordinary event, but when you're in a hurry, a red light equals a threat. And at this point, the brain steps in. This obstacle is important, it says, and it magnifies it more and more. For our ancestors, this system was vital. Not catching prey or failing to escape danger meant death. That's why the brain learned this. Everything that doesn't go right is a critical situation that needs attention. Today, a red light is not just a small traffic detail for your brain, it means a missed opportunity at that moment. So why do we always get caught at red lights? The truth is, you don't encounter red lights more often, but your brain remembers them more. In science, this is called negativity bias. When you pass green lights, you forget them, but when you wait at a red light, your brain records it and makes you say, I always get caught at red lights. So why does it seem like green lights don't wait for us? Because you now feel like you've lost control, and the brain's least favorite thing is lack of control. That's why the prefrontal cortex withdraws and the amygdala takes over. The situation is getting worse, it says, but in reality, nothing has changed. But what you feel has changed. In the brain at a red light, the following happens. Heart rate increases, cortisol rises, your perception of time is distorted, and most interestingly, you feel as if time is moving slower. Because your brain starts processing more data, thinking this moment is important. So, in reality, the waiting time is the same, but it feels longer to you. When you rush, your brain switches to threat mode. In this mode, you become less attentive, make more mistakes, notice more things, and this turns into everything piling up. But the truth is, everything is the same. It's just that your brain works differently. Now, I will tell you about techniques that no one knows. 1. Traffic synchrony code. Traffic lights in the city do not operate randomly. There is a wave system. So if you maintain a certain speed, usually between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour, the next lights will turn green for you. But the mistake is, most people speed up, brake, disrupt the rhythm, and exit the system when they rush. So, what will the solution be? If you have something urgent, do not speed up. Go at a steady pace. This will get you there faster. Technique 2. The 60-second brain hack. While waiting at a red light, don't grab your phone. Instead, do this. Find 5 moving things around you. For example, someone walking, a moving car, a swaying tree, then listen to 3 different sounds. It could be the radio, for instance. And notice a smell. It could even be the smell inside the vehicle. This technique takes the brain out of threat mode because the amygdala starts analyzing the environment instead of danger. Result: stress decreases, time passes faster, the sense of control returns. Now, let's talk a bit about honking in traffic. The horn is actually a means of communication, but most people use it as a way to vent anger. However, for your brain, the horn produces a signal of threat. That's why you become more tense and the other party also gets tense. Traffic control also becomes worse. The correct use is that the horn should only be used to draw vital attention. In other words, to say, notice me, not to say, I'm angry. Next time you stop at a red light, remember this: the problem is not the light, the problem is how your brain interprets that moment. And maybe you feel like many red lights in your life are stopping you for the same reason. But the truth is, the lights are not against you. It's just happening because you haven't adjusted your speed.